found a company here at IFA, EFI, IFA. Yeah, we're doing so many interviews. I do need a nap. Welcome as Into Tomorrow continues to bring you some of the very cool exhibitors here at IFA in Berlin. But we found this particular company that's dealing with pioneering technology solutions for capturing, harvesting, and recycling microplastics. Another video you've got to see if you're not already watching, because I can see other people going, duh, hello, we're watching you. But those that are on audio sources only at the moment, have no fear, but rush to your nearest internet browser and visit us at intotomorrow.com and check out all the interviews. We've got the CEO of a company called Matter, I guess because it does matter. Oh, how clever. Adam Root. Adam, welcome Into Tomorrow. How you doing?
Yes, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Dave.
well, it's our pleasure, and I'm super excited to have you. So we always like guests that say, oh, I get to be on Into Tomorrow. Well, yeah, of course. And I get to talk about Matter. Tell me about the company.
Sure. So effectively, our business is focused on capturing microplastics from all different pollution sources. And we've been developing technology to be able to do that in a way that's sustainable and scalable.
And do we have a lot of microplastics that need to be captured?
Unfortunately, we're very busy.
Well, that's, again, good for you, for your business,
Yeah.
maybe not so good for the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, so the largest source of microplastic actually come from some of the most surprising places. So 60% of all textiles produced are actually made of synthetic materials. So that's plastics. So that might be the lycra in your trousers.
Yeah, polyester stuff, all these things
exactly
that are made one way or another from plastics.
Exactly that. And we're seeing that break down, enter in the water, and it's then moving into the air. And also, it's now moving into food. So
this is not a suppository you just pulled out of your bag of tricks. It's a whole bunch of microplastic.
So effectively, that's a ground-up jumper.
For those of us in America, that means sweater.
Yes, exactly that.
Jumper. This that we're showing you is from one sweater after having been washed.
So that is a very particular particle size that we actually use to test our products to make sure they work as efficiently as possible.
Wow.
So you can see if you look really closely, it's stuck to the edge of the tube here.
Oh yeah, it's stuck to the edge of the tube, Chris. Check this out. He's looking at me like, you dummy. But yeah, I see what you're talking about, though, too. It just sort of clings there.
Exactly that.
And that's part of the problem.
Well, it's entering...
But yet you have it in a piece of plastic.
Yes. Well, plastic is pretty much everywhere, and is a very useful material, but it really shouldn't be in our food.
Yeah, good point.
So
you don't want to eat that.
No.
But we do, apparently.
Yes, we found it recently in our blood, and also in our lungs. So it's, from a medical perspective, it's becoming really challenging, and it has a knock-on effect of our own health. But also, some of the largest sequestration of carbon on the planet comes from phytoplankton, these tiny little organisms.
And I've heard a lot about this issue involving animals, birds and fish and so forth, but I've yet to hear anybody until now with you that talks about how we ingest the stuff too.
Yeah, it's
that's not good.
The science is really coming out thick and fast, and it's becoming such an issue that countries around the world are actually banning the sale of products that produce microplastic. So France has banned the sale of washing machines without microplastic, and you might say microplastic filters. You might say, well, how do we go from microplastic to washing machines?
Yeah, how do we? I mean, where's the connection there?
So one of the largest sources I mentioned comes from synthetic garments, and as you can tell via my accent, I'm from the UK.
I would have guessed like Alabama in the States
well,
or something. But
yeah, not quite
UK,
there yet.
No kidding. Yeah.
And we have about 24 million washing machines, each producing about 1 gram of microplastic per wash.
Wow.
So when you're seeing, I think it's something in the region of about 13 to 16 tons of this material released into our waters every day, and it's not being captured by the wastewater treatment plants.
And that's a lot every day. Holy cow.
Well, and also the particle size is a real challenge. So normal filtration systems capture the material by using membranes, basically like if you imagine holding a cloth up to your mouth and then breathing through it, you'd capture some material on the cloth. Then that cloth has got that material embedded in it. You dispose of the cloth.
Yeah.
Whereas Matter's been focusing on technology that has no disposable parts. So we've developed our first product, which is going to market, called Gulp.
Gulp. And so, how did you come up with that name for this particular product? Because you don't want to swallow the stuff, or something along those lines. I'm guessing?
that's a really nice way of thinking about it. I mean, for us, it was really about, we wanted to make it fun, and this can be quite a scary topic, and I think fundamentally, like, I like the idea that we must move forward towards a more sustainable future. But there's no reason why we can't have fun doing so and create products that are enjoyment.
So what's so special about Gulp?
So this is a really super simple, easy to use product. It's a retrofit solution where you can put, this attaches to the back of a washing machine. You plug your washing machine into it, captures some microplastic, and then the design of the install is supposed to be in less than 10 minutes to be installed. And then once a month, you come up, you open the product. You can then remove the microplastic.
But now, where do you put it, since it seems to always show up in various places?
That's a great question.
Yeah, like don't sprinkle it on your salad or something. This is a problem.
Exactly that. So I'm working with my team, and we have an in-house material scientist, and we've invented a new type of insulation material from the microplastics we've been capturing. So we're actually having people return the material to us while we trial an insulation material we've created.
So somebody empties it into an envelope or some container and mails it to you?
Exactly that. I mean, certainly for the beginning part, we understand there's a carbon footprint of bringing things back. So eventually, long term, it has to be going to be curbside, but that will be dependent on region.
Why don't you train pigeons or something to bring it back to you, and that way.
I hope you haven't got that patented, Dave, because that would be.
I do now. But I see what you're talking about too. That you're dealing with carbon footprint of some sort because it's got to get there. So, yeah.
Exactly. So as a small business, you have to think about what the biggest impact you can have. And for us, this capture side of the microplastics from a retrofit solution is an obvious thing that we can do. We're now working with partners to install that inside washing machines. When you buy a new washing machine from 2025, it might have Matter technology in it. And then
hopefully it will.
Hopefully it will.
Yeah.
And then also we're in a process of scaling this up. So this is I have a little picture here of one of the products we've been working on, which can deal with 1 million liters of water a day.
Now this is weird because what we're showing now is it looks like dryer lint, but it's microplastics, right? Kind of like this batch of, thank you for putting it in a container so I don't have to hold it up and then
or breathe it in.
Breathe it in, right, and then rub my eyes or put my Into Tomorrow lip balm on or something, and then now it's in. Whoops! I just opened it. Oh my God, we're all going to die. But that's the material it looks like he's holding, but he's holding it in such a way that it looks like a hamburger. Don't eat it.
We'd advise not to.
No. Okay. So then what happens now? The scientist gets it and does what with it?
So we're doing a process where we can separate out the material. So when you capture them, stuff that we do, there's a lot of synthetics and also organics. And we have a process for removing the synthetics, the organics. That's me and you. That's kind of like the soils and grits that are involved in.
So this stuff, you're removing the synthetics out of this?
It's pretty cutting edge stuff.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, that takes a rocket scientist or at least a microplastic scientist, I guess. And so you're removing that stuff, separating everything, so that you can do something with one or more items?
Exactly that. So the ultimate vision for the business is full circularity. So how do you start with a material, utilize it, and then come back to that same material again? But there's a few steps between here and there, and we're working on that really heavily.
Wow. Apparently you are. And obviously, helping the environment, helping consumers. Is the Gulp product something, I should say, is the product something that's available now?
So we are currently just about to start our crowdfunding campaign.
Oh.
So we're really excited to bring this to the public. So if you want to check out gulp.online.
Or another way, .online.
That'll be it. You can come and see. You can come and see what the latest information is.
Okay, and we certainly recommend that you do that. Gulp tomorrow.online for more information. And of course, you've seen the video, so you see what we're talking about and what Adam and his team are doing. So keep up the good work. And you're certainly doing your part to save the planet.
Thank you so much, Dave. Absolute pleasure.
It was our pleasure as well. Adam Root, the CEO of Matter. You see what I meant earlier when I said it does matter? And you want to check it out at .online. That's gulp.online. I'm Dave Graveline, intotomorrow.com, where we will, of course, link you to Adam's site and all of our guests here during our 20th year broadcasting from IFA in Berlin, Germany. And guess what? There's much more to come. Don't go away. Stay tuned right here on the Advanced Media Network.